The video is not going to be about engine stand like I planned. It is going to be about all these units that we bought. So basically what's happened is we got all these second-hand. A guy had a house that flooded and they've decided to renew everything, so we managed to get all these. And so we're now planning on fitting all that down along here. So we've had to literally get our whole sort of setup out. But now I've got to sort it all out. What fun. But that's not the only excitement. So, just to add insult to injury, because we like insult to injury, we've had to, the whole house is an absolute tip. It's a working site now. But our shower had a little water problem. So we're now going to rip all this out, put 2 taps on there, and have a wash machine fitted in here temporarily. They are dead. I've tested them. Don't know what they were connected to, but I'm thinking they might be the original wires from the porta cabin system. But we're going to just put a wall through there, run an extension lead down there. It'll pop out here, run along the wall here, and pop it into a yay socket there, just to run the wash machine. We've got some plasterboard there to do the job with. We've then got this wall to do here. So everything that was in the sitting room is now being packed into this room. Boiler's having to hold off fire for a while because we've got all this to convert. So could be fun, but yeah, let's go. So sat the kitchen in temporarily. So sink will go there, cooker, hob, dishwasher and oven. And this is the cooker that we got. So we got this cooker, which is a New World cooker, which isn't new, but New World. And then the hub, well, it just says stove, so I guess that must be the make of it. But it's all touchscreen, it's quite fancy. I don't know if I can get away with running 6mm cable to power all this, or if I have to run 10. So any ideas, much appreciated. So what we're going to do here, because the fridge will go there, workbench will do, excuse the mess because we're getting a skip tomorrow. We'll come out to here and then we'll extend this out. We're going to put a little drawer system in here that's in our old original kitchen. And this is our sitting room at the moment, like everything's just been piled up in the corner. And then we'll rip this window out, this window, that window gets moved to the centre of where this will be. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure everything up now and get everything so it works out spickety spockety. And then we've got to get it ready to build the wall along here. And then work out where we need to put the sockets and switches and whatnot. And then start ripping it out and start fitting it all. The plywood, we'll get 6 sheets of OSB, 9mm OSB, or structural board, and we'll fit all over this wall here, and then we will have something to screw our wall units to, and we will put a strip up in there, but we'll countersink it in, because if not we'll have a space for our plasterboard out there, and we don't want that, so that's what we'll do there. So that's the plan. So we'll catch us in the next bit. One big heavy one. Hard as you can. Okay.
Okay, maybe I should that.
Do another one, Kenton.
Yeah, you can swing it as hard as you want.
On there. On right there. Where's there?
I didn't get you.
Oh, sorry. Hey, anyway. No, I wanted to make sure there's no wires behind it. There you go. Right, even. One. You're allowed to do one smack. No, just one, because I don't want to mess just yet, because the weedy bin doesn't turn up till tomorrow. Skip doesn't turn up till tomorrow. Really, really hard. Careful.
Sorry.
Harder. Hard as you can. There you go.
No. Do that again or you won't be able to ring.
So this is what you call cheapskate.
There's definitely metal around there, Daddy. Be careful. There is metal, Daddy.
Well, there's a cable for the socket.
Yes, there's metal. There isn't. Yeah. Is that actually concrete?
How rough is that?
Is that actually concrete?
No, it's plasterboard.
That feels really good.
So, ripped out the plasterboard. So basically what they've done is they've put these 25 by 50 battens in onto the original. So this is the original wall for the porta cabin, or the wise plan. And then they've just put plasterboard on it. So what we're doing is we're ripping this off, and then we're going to rip this out, and then we're going to go down to the insulation, which is, I ripped a little corner out here, which is here, and then we'll put plasterboard straight onto this sort of thing. We may change this insulation, especially around where the cooker is, because there'll be cables running through it, so I might just rip that strip of insulation out, because we've got a roll of 100mm insulation there. Wiring is something else. So basically we got a single spur off here, and it goes down to there. I am presuming that it's a single spur into there somewhere, so we'll disconnect that, rip that right out, and then run all new systems in there. And then we're replacing this whole unit up here. This is all government, so we don't touch any of that. We're literally just going to replace this system up here. That's for a doorbell, but we're going to get rid of all that and replace it, and then hopefully build a nice box right around here, and then maybe get a new door, because it's going to cost us a lot to get them to disconnect the power to swap this over, unless we were to try and cut trenches and try and get it through without disconnecting it. I think I'll just build a little box all the way around this, and then have it so it comes up to here, and then hopefully get a box to sort of fit around the door, so it looks a bit better. But that'll determine on what size door we have. If not, we may have to think, because we'll get a white PVC door. I think it should fit straight onto here, no problems. But at the moment, this is the kitchen. So we ripped out all the boards. They've used ring shank nails from a nail gun, so a lot of these probably have to get broken off and hammered in, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. We've got to get a this is just a derelict one, but we'll get another telephone cable, because our main telephone system's under our house under here where it all connects. So we'll connect into that, and then we'll run cable all the way along, and then put it into where it's going to be eventually connected, but we'll do a temporary sort of setup, and that'll put that out the way. These two windows here are coming out, and then this window is going to get put into a place of here. This will be done on Sunday, so you probably won't see this happening until the following week. This radiator will drain and disconnect hopefully tomorrow, pop the pipes underneath if we have to, and I'll put the taps back on. But I think in the hallway I can actually isolate this sitting room separate, so if I can, I might just try and drain that, disconnect that, and then we're going to rig up the radiator. We'll work out where it needs to be in the wall eventually, and we'll put this part wall in here, and then we'll rig this up temporarily with the old system until we get ready for the new system. So that's it so far. Now, I've spoke to my electrician, or my mate, and he said that for the cooker and the cooker hob, 6mm is more than sufficient. You can run the ovens off, I think it was 3 or 2.5mm, but he said it's personal preferences, that would be bare minimum. But I said I've got plenty of 6mm, so I'll run 6mm. They'll be isolated with a big heavy switch. So basically here there'll be the hob, so we'll have the switch here, and then we'll have the other one here for the oven, and then that gives you your socket for 2 sockets for your things as well. So they'll be kind of on a completely separate run. For the sockets for the actual house, when contemplating on if we're wanting one in this corner or not, but if we do, we'll run a cable from where it's going to be there right along, come down into where it needs to be, then we'll take another one up and around down here into this wall, and then into our partition wall, and then that will run the sockets that we want for the kettle and other bits into the sinks here. And then there'll also be one, so we're doing away with that one, but there'll be another one rigged up right here, and possibility of one down there. So there will be probably 2, 4, 6 sockets on this one system. We will also connect into this socket here, so this socket will also be part of it. I may have to rerun the wires for that, which would be a bit of a challenge, but I'm sure I'm quite capable of doing that if I have to, and do that. This is getting covered in 1x6 PAR that way, and that way. It might be 1x9, because I might have to cut this down a bit depending to fit it in nice and snug, and this is going to be a natural wood sort of looking here. So that is it so far. So we've got to rip out the rest of that there, got to rip out the rest of this here, and then this is all getting sorted out on Sunday. Hopefully Thursday night we will be putting on, so it's now Tuesday. Wednesday we're going to rip out all the rest of this, and then get this ready for OSBing. run the cooker cables and all that in place where they need to be, and then get the OSB put on there with the holes cut out for the socket. So for the OSB, I'm actually going to cut the holes out probably double the size that they need to be, so that you've only got the plasterboard to fix the sockets to, because we use those plasterboard, these chaps, so they connect into the plasterboard socket. So I'll probably end up actually using these two because they're going to be surplus to requirements at the moment. And then we will have that done. I've got to work out how I can knock this off without damaging the actual plasterboard. But once I work that out, and I've got to do it along here as well, and I've got to work out how I'm going to finish off the end for that bit there, because it's not going to be coming right across, but the coving will then come across to here, and then it will just butt up tight up against that. But the problem I got is I'm going to have to put a 1x whatchamacallem in here beforehand, PAR, to butt it up to. So that's another little bit of a challenge. Or I might just put a short piece up there for now, bring it down, leave a little bit of a gap, and then I could put a bit of plaster in just to fill in the little gap afterwards. So that's it so far. Skip's not quite full yet, so still got plenty more to do. So stay tuned, and on to the next bit. So on the 14th of June was Liberation Day. I'd like to thank all the soldiers that fought in '82, and pay my respect to all the ones that lost their lives fighting for us. If it wasn't from them, I would not be here doing this today. Right, so first of all is I've ripped it down to the bare skin. We have built in this little wall, and what we're planning on doing is building the wall up to here, come out 300, then go down to the height of the bench, and then down like that. That adds a bit of strength to this as well. We have also received OSB, 9 sheets of OSB to put along the wall, around there, down there, and maybe a little bit along there. We're not doing completely across there because that wall is all coming out. So once we take that wall out, so Sunday we're still planning on doing the windows. We've obviously built the wall. We've done away with the radiator. Basically what I did was I just drained the radiator, cut the pipes, dropped them down through the thing, and rejoined the pipes back up to the taps, and the taps are sitting underneath. We're then going to pop them up through here and connect them onto this wall, which will be on this side part here. That's the plan there. So not much has happened, because we've had loads of other things happening since then. We've had to rip up the floor in the hallway to get to the pipe work, as you do. And oh look, washing machine. So this washing machine we were going to move into the bathroom, which I'll show you in a second. But somehow the other day it went to fill up, pump out, and it blew water out of this pipe, blew its fitting off, which is quite rammed in there tight. We can only but assume that this pipe here going down to the system is now blocked. It's old style pipe, and there's no point stripping and trying to fix it because we have a shower that packed up here. So we're going to dump all this stuff that's fallen off the wall, temporarily set the washing machine in here, feed it off the old original shower pipes. We only need the cold one, not the hot one. I think that's a hot one. But we'll still put 2 taps in because some washing machines need a hot feed, so if it breaks in the process. We'll run an extension lead. I think I explained it once before, and we'll use a drain that was in the shower. That's a temporary fix for that. Getting back to thing, we have some other sheets of plasterboard there. So getting back to we are going to try and build this wall. So in the next video you will see hopefully this bit done, wiring all done, and then plywood next week, and hopefully start seeing a big change. Thanks for your time, thanks for sticking by. Don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe, and don't forget to give us that big nice juicy thumbs up. I noticed the subscriptions are going up. I would like to hit 50 for a goal. I'd like to hit 100,000 maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I'm quite pleased that the views aren't as good. I'm only getting like 7 to 8 views. Would like to get more views, but I'm quite happy with the subscriptions at the moment. I know videos aren't that interesting, but at the moment things are a bit slow, and we're trying to sort out this whole sort of house and everything. But Yeah, it's looking good. And yes, our decking piece is slightly bent, but this wall was never ever meant to be put in. And I may have sat some stuff up against it and sort of like bent it a little bit. But who cares? It's only temporary. But anyways, thanks for watching. And oh, actually, I got some good news for you. So here is a clip of the Falkland Islands radio station that I recorded mentioning about our farm. I don't think I'll get done for copyright.
An application for an access road to be built to Corriedale Farm was also approved for recommendation to Executive Council. The application was assessed on the basis of an agricultural destination, different to the process for a road to a non-agricultural destination. It was explained to the committee an agricultural destination is defined as a working farm with 2,000 dry sheep or a £10,000 agricultural turnover. Mr. Summers explained the farm in question does not currently have 2,000 sheep, but the owners need the road to meet that number and to be able to live on the farm full-time. He said that PWD will be working not far from the location in the summer, and they may be able to use in-house resources to build it.
Right. If I do, it is sort of about me anyway, so I don't think it really matters. If not, I do apologise if it is. I will take it off if that is the case. But anyway, so a few months ago, many months ago, actually many months ago, when I said I emailed them, which would have been about February, I think it would have been, I asked to see if I could have a road built to my farm. I've had no reply, and the emails I've asked about getting a reply has not come to anything. Well, turns out you don't get replies from your local government. You hear it on the radio first, which is a bit annoying, but hey-ho, it's progress. It's progress. But there is a possibility we could be getting a road built to our farm. There is a few little hiccups that has to be sorted, but it is a possibility. So that's some good news. The surprise machine that I'm hoping to get is getting postponed a little bit due to waiting for wool money and whatnot. Wool prices are not good. We're probably only going to get about 8-9 grand, I would have thought, for our projects. That's taken off the freight for sending the wool away and all that, so that sort of bugs us up a little bit for that as well. But we have other ways of making things happen. We just may have to change a few projects around and rearrange a few things. But yeah, just so I'll give you an update on that, really. I won't actually put the clip in from the radio because I'm afraid that I might get in trouble. But I'll see. I'll ask about it, and if I can, I'll put it in another week. But yeah. But anyways, so yeah, kitchen so far. We've still got all this to take down. Got that to take down. Wires to still run. Still loads to do, and very little time. So better get back at it. Hope you enjoy. I really should sort my flag out, really. Oh well. That's what you get for having loads of wind.